Now let us open it and see how it works. The system has a login page which is being protected by a username and a password. So let's enter our username and password and get into the system and see how we are going to go about it. This is the home page of the system where you have your school details, your school name, and the other details that are going to be used to populate the report card. So at the home page, we can see where you enter your school name. You also have the chance to insert your school crest. This is my logo. So you can click on this button to insert your school crest or your school logo there. And this is where you get access to Mock 1 to Mock 8. So Mock 1, Mock 2, Mock 3, up to Mock 8. Then you also have the chance to view the grading system, and this system has French subjects included. So if you don't offer French, you have the opportunity to take French subjects out, or if you offer French, then you leave it like that. So first of all, let's go to where we are going to enter our student name on the system. When you click on the button, it will take you to where you enter your student name. There are some names already in the system, so we are going to use that one for now. Then we can add student pictures to our database. So let's click on this button to see where we are going to add the student pictures. So this is where we are going to add our student pictures. When you click on this button to add pictures, it will give you a window for you. It will open a window where you are going to add pictures. There are some pictures already in the system. So let me delete those pictures and see how we are going to add new pictures to the system. When you click on the delete pictures, it will give you this option to delete all the pictures. Now the pictures are gone, so let's try and add new pictures to the database. You click on the add pictures button, then it gives you a window for you to enter the number of pictures you want to add. So for now, let's go with only 3 pictures. You type in 3. If you have 100 students in the system, meaning you are going to type in 100 for you to add 100 pictures. So for now, we are going to use only the number 3. Then you click on OK. It will open a file picker where you are going to pick a folder or a file which contain your pictures. So you should have the pictures of the students on your computer system before you can add it. This is where I have my student pictures. So we selected only 3 pictures that we want to add. So let's select any of the pictures to add to the system. The first picture is selected, then you click on OK. You give a prompt which tells you that uploaded 1 picture, then you click on OK. Because we clicked on 3, the command is going to run 3 times for us to upload our picture. So the first picture has been uploaded. We have the opportunity to choose a second picture. Then we click on OK. The system then runs again for the 3rd time, so that you can select the 3rd picture you want to add. You can't select all the pictures at a time, so it runs according to the number of time you want to add the pictures to the system. Now we can see that the 3 pictures we selected has been added to the system. Now let's go back to the home page. So we have finished entering our student's name in the student pictures. So let's work with Mock 1 and see how the system is going to work. When you come to Mock 1, you have the opportunity to go to all the subject sheets. These are some buttons which are going to lead you to the subject sheet. So we have the English language, the maths, and the rest of the subject. So let's click on the English language. It brings you to where you are going to enter the English score. The teacher has the opportunity to enter scores for only the mock. Then the rest calculations the system is going to do for you. So this column here we are seeing is where we have the English language. There is an option whereby individual teachers can work on their individual subject independently. So you can see we have export and import button here. This system is going to be on one computer. The computer which is going to house the system, or the teacher who is going to use the system, has the opportunity to extract this subject sheet for the subject teachers. So these are subject sheets. The English teacher will work on the English sheet. The math teacher will work on the math sheet. When you scroll to the right, you can see the rest of the subjects there. So that's how the system works. The administrator of the system will click on the export or import. So when you click on that button, it gives you an option. Enter 1 to import English math score, or enter 2 to export English Mock 1. Now, since there are no marks in the system, we have to export the sheet. Then we will give the English sheet to the English teacher to work on. You do the same for the mathematics sheet. You give the mathematics sheet to the mathematics teacher to work on. The same for all the subjects. So when we enter 2, we are going to extract the English sheet we have here to the English teacher to work on it. Do you want to export English Mock 1 sheet? Yes. The system then opens your computer for you to choose a location where you want to save the sheet you are exporting. So it has a default name, English Mock 1. we can choose to put it on the desktop so that you can find it easy. So this is for the English teacher to work on it. You click on save. Export successful. Thank you. Now the sheet that you exported is going to be given to the English teacher to fill the English Mock 1. When the teacher has done filling the Mock 1, we click on the same button to import the sheet back into the system. When the sheet comes back into the system, the marks are going to add up to the calculation. It is going to do everything automatically. So either one teacher takes the pen to enter the marks for all the subject teachers, or you extract the subject sheet for individual teachers to work on their laptops or on their phone. It is an Excel file and you can use on a mobile phone, a smartphone of course. So either you work on the system alone or you extract the individual subject sheet for various teachers to work on it. When they are done, you just have to come and click on the import button to import it back into the system to add up to the calculation. So let's go and check the English score we exported. Before exporting, we had this marks here: 3, 45, 34, 6, 78 up to 100. Now the sheet that we exported, let's go and enter some marks there and import it back into the system and see how it is going to work. These are files on my desktop. We exported to the desktop and you can see that we have an Excel file called English Mock 1. So this is the English Mock 1 we exported. So let us open the English Mock 1 and try to enter some marks into the system and import it back and see how it is going to work. Mock 1 we exported. You can check the name from here, English Mock 1. The other one we were working on was the mock analysis system. This is only the English sheet. So we are going to give this English sheet to the English teacher to enter the mock or the marks. We had this marks here on the system. Now let's try and change the marks, then import it back into the system. So these are some new marks I've entered onto the English score sheet. Let us check the marks here. The first person on the list had 56 and the last person is number 12, who also had 23. Now let's go back to the main database and check the marks we have at the English column. Now this is the main database. You can see the name here, mock analysis. So the first person had marks 3 and the last person is number 9, which is having a marks of 100%. So let us go and save the other one and close it and come import it back into the system. So you close it, then you save it. Now assuming the teacher has finished entering the score for Mock 1, you working on the database, you just have to import it. So if you are the one working on the system, you don't have to export and go and enter the marks before you can come and import it. But if you are giving it to a different teacher to work on, the teacher can work on his phone and later give you back the file to import into the system. So you click on this same button, the export and import. This time around, you are going to enter 1 to import the English score. So you just have to enter 1, then you hit on the OK. Do you want to import English score? Yes. The file picker dialog box will open your system for you. Our location was on the desktop. So on the desktop, you search for a sheet name called English Mock 1. So this is the English Mock 1. Then you click on OK to import. So the system is telling you that the target range already contains data. Do you want to overwrite? Where we are going to import the sheet already contains some data. So we have to overwrite to accept the new information we want to import into the system. Then you click on yes. Now after 5 seconds, you get an import message. Import successful. Thank you. You click on OK. So if you remember, the first person mark was 3. Then we exported the English sheet to enter new marks. So these are the new marks we have in the system, which then add up to the calculation. It works for the rest of all the subjects. So we need not to go through one by one. Then when it comes, it gives you the position, the remarks, and the grade for all the subjects as well. Now let's go and see our assessment sheet. This is Mock 1. Let's go to Mock 2 and see how the assessment sheet looks like. So you just have to come to the home page. Then you choose your mock you are dealing with. So Mock 2, you can click on any of the buttons here. These same buttons you have on all the rest of the sheet. From here, you can go to subject analysis, order of merit. You also have the option to delete the French tab in case your school doesn't offer French subject. So this time around, let's go to the assessment sheet. On the assessment sheet, we get all the total marks of the mock. So this is Mock 2 assessment sheet. You can see we have here Mock 2, the English language to the last subject. Then it gives you the total score, the total position, the aggregate, and 4 core subjects. At the BEC level, the 4 core subjects are selected. That's what they use in placing the student. So this total of 4 core subjects. So this is how the assessment sheet looks like. Now on the assessment sheet, we have a button called order of merit. You can see this same button at where we selected the assessment sheet on the mock 2 sheet. So let's go to the order of merit sheet. The order of merit sheet arranges the marks according to the order of merit, as we normally do, the first person to the last person. So these are the subjects. If you want to see how the order of merit is going to work, at the moment the first person is at the second position, the second person is at the third position, and the fifth person is at the first position. We want to order and see who will become the first position. This order of merit is going to be based on the total score. The one with the highest score will get the first placed. So there is a button here for you to click here to order. The moment you click on this button, the system is going to order so that the first person will be the first person on the list and the last person will be the last person on the list. So the first person at the moment is number 5. So let's click on the button and see the magic the system is going to work. Now within a single click, the first person who was number 5, Abeka, is now first, having the highest score of 628. So this is how the order of merit sheet works. It arranges the score or the marks in order of merits. That's from the first person to the last person. You can print this information and you paste it on your notice board for the student to know their performance after the mock. If you want to print, you just press Ctrl P on your keyboard. Then it gives you the print preview. So this is how the print preview is going to look like. Then you just have to print it out and paste it on your notice board. You are connected to a printer, you click on print, then it will give you the information to paste on the notice board to see who had the highest score or who had the first position at the mock we just conducted. When you are done with the order of merit sheet, you can go back to your home page. Then you also have the grade sheet. So let's go and check the grade sheet. We are on mock 3 because they all have the same information. So we are using different mock to do our review. Now at mock 3 on the assessment sheet, we have our grade sheet. So when you scroll to the right, you get view marks with grade. There is also grade analysis. It gives you the individual grade for individual subjects. For here, it is not arranged according to order of merit. It is arranged according to how the names were typed into the system. So English subject has English grade. The mathematics subject has mathematics grade. You get to see the total aggregate. So after the mock, the first person had a grade 26. That's the total aggregate, and it's having a position of 14. We are working with mock 3. So mock 2, this person was first, but not mock 3. So this is the grade analysis sheet we have. It gives you the individual subject with individual grades as well. From here, we can go and view the student reports. So we click on this button to see how the mock report will be. This is a sample of the mock report. When you scroll down, you get a full view of the report. The report has a graph analysis of individual performance of the subject of that particular student we are working on. And these are the names of the students. When you click on this small button here, it gives you the list or the total student in the system. You get the opportunity to choose or select any student. The moment you select the student, every information about the student appears on the report card. So let's scroll to the top and select the first student. We uploaded pictures for only 3 students. So the first student, the second student are going to have pictures on their reports. But the rest of the students we didn't upload pictures for are not going to have pictures. Now, in case you are not able to upload pictures for the student, you have an opportunity to replace the place where the pictures would have been with another school logo. So this is a school logo. Now on the report card, you have this button, insert head teacher's signature and school logo. The head teacher's signature will be below the report card. Here is where the head teacher's signature will be. Then you also have the opportunity to insert school logo. The school logo are 2, one on the left side and one on the right side. This right side is where we are going to have the student pictures. So should in case you don't have student pictures and you want to replace that column, which will be blank, with another logo, when you click on this button, you have 3 options here. You enter 1 to insert head teacher signature. You enter 2 to insert school logo on the left. Then you enter 3 to insert school logo on the right. So at the moment, we don't have any school logo at the right side. So let's insert another school logo without the pictures. That's when we don't have pictures. So we click on 3 to insert another school logo. Now the school logo has come, but at the moment we are not seeing it. Now let's click on this button, delete or keep school logo and display pictures. So if you want to display the pictures here, then we have to take off the school logo. This button here will help you to take off the school logo at the right side. So let's click on that button. Do you want to keep logo on your right and ignore student pictures? At the moment, we want to bring the logo, so you have to click on yes. Now you can see the school logo has come. If you click on the same button again, do you want to keep logo on your right and ignore student pictures? If we don't want to keep this logo here, we have to click on no, meaning we don't want to keep the school logo on the right side. If you click on no, meaning we are going to display the student pictures there. So when you click on no, the logo will leave the system. The logo is no more. That's when you have the opportunity to display the student pictures. You can see the pictures is there. When you click on the button here, then we bring back the logo. The logo will be on the picture, which we don't want the logo to be on the picture. So we have two options. Either you import student pictures or you ignore the student pictures, then you use two logos at the left and the right side of the system. You have the opportunity to import your own logo. So we have the logo in the pictures. Now we want to take off the logo and display the picture. So you click on the same button again. Do you want to keep logo on right? We don't want to keep the logo, so just click on no. And the logo is gone. So that's how the report card works. So this is the mock report card. You can decide to print for your students if they need. On the mock report card, we have interest, conduct, the teacher's remarks, and the head teacher's comments. Let's see where we are going to enter these remarks and the comments. You locate your home page. Let's use mock 4 to do that display. Now on the mock sheet, you can see that we have enter head teacher's remarks and enter class teacher's remarks. When you click on this button, it takes you to the place we are going to enter the class teacher's remarks and the head teacher's remarks. These are remarks you can choose from, or there are options you can choose from within the system. So this will be the column for class teacher's remarks, and this will also be the column for head teacher's remarks. If you want to edit these remarks, let's go and see how we can edit those remarks. So here you can't type. The only thing you have to do is to select from the list we have. Now the other thing we want to talk about is the analysis. You can see that we have a graph at the home page. This graph here represents the overall performance. We have 8 mocks in the system. If you are not able to do 8 mocks and you did 5 mocks or 3 mocks, the system is still going to find the overall performance of the student. So this graph here represents the overall performance of the student after all the mocks have been conducted. So let's go and see our analysis. When you click on any of the mock sheet, you have your subject analysis here. When you click on that, it will take you to the analysis sheet. This here represents the score analysis sheet. So 80 to 100. How many people were able to get marks within 80 to 100 for English subject? This is mock 5. So how many people had 70 to 79? It calculates the number of people who had a particular number or a particular score after the mock. So this is the score analysis sheet. Then we also have an individual graph. This is a graph that is also displaying the subject. So this is the performance graph for that particular mock. We are working with mock 5. So this is mock 5 here. So after mock 5, you can see that social studies was the highest score, or social studies had the highest score. That was the subject the student performed well. So this graph tells you which subject the student performed and which subject the student didn't perform well. When you go back to the score sheet, we have view grade analysis. When you click on this arrow, it will take you to the grade analysis sheet. The grade analysis sheet tells you the number of students who were able to get a particular grade within a particular subject. So after the mock, the teachers of the whole school have to sit down and do this analysis together. You have to compare which subject the student did well and which subject the student couldn't do better, so that they can perform well within the next mock. So this grade analysis sheet tells you which grade or how many students had a particular grade in a particular subject. When you click on this button, it will take you to where we did the grade analysis for individual subject. So when you scroll to the left, then it brings you back to the score or the analysis. So this is basically the analysis that you are going to do after the mock. You have the score analysis sheet, you have the graph analysis, then we have the grade analysis. It tells you how many students who were able to get a particular marks or a particular grade after the mock was conducted. Then this also here tells you the total student with marks above 500. If you are doing 10 subjects, meaning you are going to have your total marks to be 1000, which is 100 times 10, which is 1000. So after the mock, how many students had marks above 500? Had half of the score. How many students couldn't get half of the score? So after the mock, only 7 people had marks above 500, and about 35 people had marks below 500. So you can see the overall performance tells you that the student didn't perform because half of the students couldn't get half of the marks. So this tells you that the performance of the student was very low. So you have these buttons here to help you to navigate to areas where you want to go. If you want to view the graph, you click on this. If you want to go back to the order of merit sheet, you click on that. You have the assessment sheet here, then the home button here. So the home button contains the overall performance. So let's go and see the overall performance. You just have to click on the overall performance button. So after the 8 mocks, what is the overall performance of the student? So after the 8 mocks, still this shows you the number of students who were able to get a particular score, a particular range of score. This also tells you that after the whole mock, if you were able to do 5 mocks, or if you were able to do the 8 mocks, after the 8 mocks, how many students on the average had marks above 500? So we have 11 students on the average getting marks above 500 and 39 on the average getting marks below 500. When you go to the grade analysis, it tells you the number of grade or the number of students who were able to get a particular grade after the whole mock or after the 8 or 5 mocks the school was able to do. When you go to the graph sheet, it tells you the graph analysis after the mock. So this is the overall performance. After the 5 mocks you were able to write in your school, which subject emerged the highest subject. So it is going to give you an overview of what your children are going to do when they go to the BECE, the subject that they are going to perform well and the subject that they might not perform well. So this is the overall analysis. We also have the overall assessment sheet and the overall order of merit here. So everything you see here has to do with the overall performance after the mock. When you click on the order of merit, it brings you back to the overall performance. So this is the overall performance. So after the 8 mocks or after the 5 mocks you were able to do, what was the overall performance of the student? Which student was able to maintain his or her position after the 8 mocks? Now, currently, the first student is number 9, which is Inkum Ebenezer. We have not ordered yet. When you click on the button to order of merit, you can see Inkum Ebenezer, which is at number 9, will be the first person on the list. So back to the home page, you also have the opportunity to change the grading system. When you click on this button, change grading system. This is the grading system that was used on the analysis sheet. You have the opportunity to change the grading system, or you have the opportunity to change the remarks. If you don't want to use these remarks, you can type in your own remarks, then it will reflect on all the sheets in the report card as well. So this is where you can change or edit the grading system. You can't edit the system, but some places you can edit. So these are places where the user can edit and then suit his or her preference. So if you are interested in the system, you just have to let me know so that I'll work on your school. You have to give me your school details for me to input into the system for you to get your copy. When you are done everything, let's go and see how we are going to save our report card. We didn't do that one. So let's go to any of the report cards. If you want to save your report card and go and print for your student, you click on this button, generate report to PDF. So you click on that. It gives you a pop-up window. You specify the number of reports to save as PDF. So at the moment, let's save only 3 reports. You click on 3, then OK. It then opens your computer for you to choose a location. The report card are going to save individually, one after the other. So if you have 50 students, you are going to get 50 report cards for each student. So I would advise you to choose a folder where you can keep the reports in it. So you choose your folder on your desktop, then you click on OK. Then the system runs. When the report card finishes saving, you're going to get this information here. Then you click on OK. So let us go and see how our report card saved. We saved only 3 reports, and these are the 3 reports we saved. There is another software you'll be given if you purchase the system, whereby you can merge the report card into one single file. So these are individual report cards with their name. You can merge them into one single file. So let's go and check what I've merged. This is a sample of the report card which has been merged together. So as I said earlier, the report card are going to be saved individually according to the student. So if you have 70 students, you're going to get 70 report cards. After that, then you use a software to merge them together into one single file. So you can see that these are all the report cards in one single document. In case you want to print, you can print them with ease. Or if you want to forward it to someone, you can just forward all together without sending it individually. So this is how it looks like. Now, if you're able to purchase the system in full, then you get this additional software you are going to use to merge your report cards. So in totality, this is how the mock analysis system works. We have a similar system which is for examination. If you're interested in the system, you let me know, then you get your copy. We have a similar one for examination also, which works almost the same, just that we have some slight difference between the mock and the examination one. So when you are done working, you click on the logout, then it will ask you to save and log out. You click on yes, and that will be all for now. Thank you.